Good morning, students. As we discussed today, we are going to study a very fantastic poem. But before that, let's see the information of the lecture and then we'll continue. We are going to study Beehive, and in that, we'll study a poem 9, that's The Snake Trying by, written like W.W.E. Rose, written by. That's in the short form, the name, The Snake Trying. Everyone has got sort of phobia or a sort of like we can say scareness of the snake. Some just hear the name of the snake, get very scared. Oh my God, what is this all? Right? Some really get it, scared. But here, our poet, WWE, feels like these snakes are not that much dangerous as much we think of them. These snakes don't disturb anybody unless we disturb them. They don't bite anyone or cut anyone or like sting anyone without being disturbed. Unless anyone disturbs them, students, these snakes don't disturb anyone. That you need to understand basically, right? In this poem, poet wants us to make us a little familiar about the snake. So let's see what poet says. Let's read the first information given about the poem. Most of us think of snakes as fearsome symbols of death. Fearsome symbols of death means like that we have whenever we get face-to-face encounter with snake, that means we are going to be killed by the snake. That will bite us or sting us or like well killed by its venom, right? So fearsome sort of the ideas or the sentences comes through our mind. But the snake in this poem is itself a victim. But what we understand, that is the actuality actually. Snake is also a victim. Whenever we see a snake, either we get scared or like we start hitting with the stones or like with a stick. Like everyone, if you ever face this nearby your house or your field or like on the way anywhere, people start throwing stones on it. That means the snake is itself victim, right everyone? So this will study in the poem here. This will understand how it is basically. The snake trying to escape the pursuing stick with sudden curvings of thin, long body. How beautiful and graceful are his shapes. He glides through the water away from the stroke. Oh, let him go over the water. This was the first stanza. The snake trying. The snake trying, the title has been taken based on this line. Like the snake trying, the snake of which the poet is talking about, the snake is trying to escape, means to save itself. The pursuing stick, pursuing means like chasing, पीछा करते हुए, or the following basically, the stick which is following the snake is trying to escape. The snake is trying to save himself, to keep itself safe. It is trying to keep itself safe. The snake is trying to be safe, to escape the pursuing stick, the stick which is following it, and that will hit it and kill it. So the snake is trying with sudden curvings. Sudden means like students, you must have seen the snakes. They to like work twisting their body like this. They keep walking, they keep going ahead like this with a small body they have, and this is called curving. Curving means like twist or twisting their body. Twisting a curving of thin, long body. The body they have that's thin and long basically, right? So how beautiful and graceful, beautiful, it's a very wonderful, बहुत ही सुंदर दिखती है, graceful is a bhavya, remarkable we can say, are his shapes. The shape of the body, if you ever get a chance to see the snake from the close, you'll see it's very graceful and beautiful. The body basically of the snake. He glides through the water away. Glides means, like students, you need to underline the words also. So then you can note down the meanings of the words. Pursuing, I told you there, like chasing or like following something, and curving means like twisting the body. Twisting means, like I told you, I've given you the example like mood tod ke chalna. And the next one is graceful, is again remarkable, wonderful, very nice. And glides, he glides through the water away from the stroke. So what we get here? What we get here, that it talks about glides means like to move through the water. पानी के ऊपर जो है ये move करता है. It moves on the water. Right? Glides means move on the water away from the stroke. Underline the word stroke, students. Stroke means like hitting of the stick. Like the stick which is chasing it, it can hit any moment, then it moves through the water to save himself from the stroke, like from the sticks. Oh, let him go over the water. Or someone says, poet says, like, let him go over the water. We shouldn't hit it basically because that's going away. When the creature is going away, why to hit it with the stick, or like why to throw some stones over it that can hurt it? Sometimes you see students, what happens, we are hitting it with stones that will hit the body of the snake and that will get injured, but will not be killed. So that will just suffer with the injury. No one is there to take care, to give them medicines or like take care of the injuries. So poet says, oh, let him go over the water into the reeds to hide without hurt, small and green. He is harmless even to children along the sand. Now, he is harmless even to children. Here we have to stop the second stanza. So what we talk about, into the reeds, over the water, into the reeds to hide. Reeds means water or marsh plants with thick stems. It's a sort of like small trees which are in the water. और इनको हम लोग जो है छोटे छोटे, we call them small trees there in the water basically, whether it's a pond or a river that goes through the reeds to hide without hurt. Like means it wants to hide itself in the reeds, in the small trees of the water, so that it can save himself without being hurt. Small and green, these trees are very small and green. He is harmless even to children. And a poet says that small, that's like a snake, the creature is very harmless. That's not harmful, that's harmless. Even to children also. When you see the snake, if you don't react to it, if you don't just give him any sort of look or like just try to scare or like hit or like throw stones, it won't even disturb you. It will remain at its place safe. It won't even disturb you. Right? So what we need to see, along the sand, he lay until observed. You see, I told you, if the snake is lying on the sand, unless we disturb it, it won't look at us or like make any sort of activities. Until observed and chased away, and now he vanishes. Till we just try to chase it, or like we follow it with the stick or like with the stone, it won't go from there, it will remain there. But once we see and react, and now he vanishes, now he tries to vanish. Vanish means to disappear in the ripples. Ripples like waves of the water. In the ripples, waves of the water among the green slim reeds. Again, reeds, it's a small trees over there in the water basically, very small with having its leaves. So the snake tries to hide itself in the reeds in the water so that it can escape, so that it can be safe from this situation in which it is there now. This helps him to understand the things, how it is going next, how it is managing this, right? So what we understand, children, here, we understand that whenever we see a snake, we shouldn't be bothered about anything. We shouldn't disturb anything. We shouldn't make any sort of activities, any sort of informations, any sort of like things which will just disturb the small creature or disturb it, like they won't be able to live their life properly or thoroughly in a very good way. So see, students, this will be only to our duty not to react over it, not to hit it. So what we understand here in this poem, the snake is itself a victim. It doesn't attack automatically when it sees human beings. It lays, it lays on the sand without being disturbed. If someone is not disturbing, it will remain there. It will just try to manage it. Right, everyone? Now, this is the very small poem we have done. Reeds, I told you, this is very small marches plant. The name of the plant is marches plant with thick stems. Or we can do small trees also, small trees in the water, where this snake tries to hide itself so that it can save from the fox and from the storms. So ultimately, what we understand, we are not supposed to be scared from the snake. Apart from this, on the contrary, snakes are even fearful from human beings. They are scared of us, right, everyone? So that we need to see this is taking place here only, and apart from this, we get scared. Though we shouldn't get, we should be familiar with the situation before us, and we should go accordingly, right, everyone? So I hope so that you all have understood this. Now we should go ahead by having sort of doubts. Let me just clear this recording.